You are sitting in a quiet room late at night. Nothing is moving. No sound from the street. No wind. No footsteps. And then you notice your dog. He is not sleeping. He is sitting upright, staring into a dark corner of the room where there is absolutely nothing. His ears are slightly raised. His body is still. His eyes are fixed. And the longer you watch him, the more uncomfortable you feel. Because a strange question slowly forms in your mind. What is he seeing that you cannot? Most people believe this is simple. They say dogs hear something. Maybe a small sound inside the wall. Maybe a bug moving. Maybe just random behavior. And when there is no explanation, people turn to imagination. They say dogs see ghosts. They say dogs sense things beyond human perception. But the truth is not supernatural. And it is far more serious than most people realize. Because when your dog sits and stares at nothing, he is not looking at nothing. He is responding to something real, just not something you understand. Here is a twist. Your dog is not seeing something invisible in the room. He is feeling something invisible inside his brain. And what looks like a simple stare can actually be a moment where his mind is trying to process something overwhelming. Something confusing. Something that does not make sense to him. To understand this, we need to step into your dog's world. Not the world you see, but the world he experiences. Dogs do not rely on vision the same way humans do. Their perception of reality is built from sound, scent, and subtle movement. Their hearing can detect frequencies far beyond human range. Their sense of smell is powerful enough to notice changes in the air you would never detect. But more importantly, their brains are constantly scanning for pattern, for meaning, for safety. When something does not fit into those patterns, the brain pauses. And that pause often looks like stillness, like staring. In behavioral neuroscience, there is a concept called orienting response. It happens when an animal detects something unfamiliar. The brain freezes the body. Attention becomes focused. The animal tries to understand what is happening. Dogs experience this constantly. But here is what most people do not know. Sometimes the trigger is not outside. It is inside. Research in canine cognition has shown that dogs can experience brief moments of sensory misinterpretation. Their brain receives information, but cannot fully organize it. A sound that does not match a known source. A scent that appears and disappears too quickly. A shadow that moves in a way that does not follow expectation. When this happens, the brain does something very specific. It locks attention onto a point and waits, trying to resolve the confusion. This is why your dog stares at empty space. Because to him, it is not empty. It is unresolved. But there is another layer, and this is where it becomes serious. In some cases, this behavior is not just curiosity. It can be a sign of neurological activity.
Veterinary neurologists have observed that repetitive staring at nothing can be linked to focal seizures.
These are not dramatic. There is no shaking, no collapse, just a sudden stillness, a fixed gaze, a moment where the dog seems disconnected. Then it passes, and everything looks normal again. To you, it feels like nothing happened. To your dog, it was a moment where the brain lost its normal flow. Even outside of seizures, studies in animal behavior show that prolonged staring can be linked to anxiety. When a dog feels uncertain about the environment, when something feels off but cannot be identified, the brain stays in a state of alertness. The body becomes still, the eyes fixate, because movement could be dangerous. So the safest option is to pause and observe. But here is what is really happening inside your dog in that moment. His brain is asking a question. Is this safe? That is all it is. Not ghosts, not imagination. Just a deep biological system trying to protect him. And you are part of that system because your dog does not evaluate safety alone. He looks to you. In studies of attachment between dogs and humans, researchers found something powerful. Dogs use their owners as a reference point for safety. Just like a child looks at a parent in an unfamiliar situation, if you are calm, their brain begins to relax. If you are tense, their brain stays alert. So when your dog stares into nothing, he is not just watching that space. He's also feeling you, your breathing, your movement, your presence. And based on that, his brain decides what to do next. This is where the emotional meaning changes everything. Because what looks like a strange, unsettling behavior is actually a moment of trust. Your dog is unsure. He does not understand what he is sensing. So he pauses, and in that pause, he is waiting. Not just for the environment to make sense, but for you to tell him it is okay. There is a study that rarely gets talked about outside scientific circles. Researchers observed dogs in unfamiliar environments. When the dogs encountered something confusing, they would look at their owner before reacting. This is called social referencing. It means your dog does not just experience the world. He experiences it through you. So when he stares at nothing and then glances at you, he is asking a silent question. Do you feel this too? Is this something I should be worried about? Or can I let it go? And here is the insight that changes everything. Sometimes your dog is not reacting to something in the room. He is reacting to something in you. Subtle changes in your scent, tiny shifts in your breathing, a tension in your body you are not even aware of. Dogs can detect emotional states through chemical signals in your sweat. They can hear changes in your heartbeat through proximity. They can feel your nervous system. So that empty corner he is staring at might not be the source at all. It might just be where his attention landed, while his brain processed something coming from you. That means in some moments, your dog is not looking at nothing. He is trying to understand you. And that leads to the most emotional part of all. Because in those quiet moments, when the world feels still, and your dog is sitting there, watching something you cannot see, he is not alone in that experience. He is connected to you, trying to make sense of the world.
Good dog.
Using
It's okay.
you as his anchor, using your presence as his answer. And maybe that is why it feels so intense to watch. Because on some level, you can feel that connection. That silent communication, that invisible thread between two minds trying to understand the same moment in completely different ways. So the next time your dog sits in the dark, staring at nothing, do not dismiss it. Do not jump to fear. Just observe. Notice his body. Notice his breathing. And most importantly, notice yourself. Because in that moment, you are part of what he's experiencing. And here is the truth that stays with you. Your dog does not need to understand everything in the world. He only needs to understand one thing, that you are safe, that you are calm, that you are there. And when he sits in silence, staring into the unknown, what he is really doing is waiting for you to give meaning to that silence. You are not just his owner. You are the place his mind returns to when the world stops making sense. If you have ever seen your dog do this, think about what you felt in that moment. And tell me, did he seem afraid? Or was he simply waiting for you?